Since 2003, Grapevine has been the leader of online employee survey and evaluation software. Grapevine Evaluations is a complete web-based solution that lets you conduct professional 360-degree employee evaluations without having to download or install any kind of software. In the next few minutes, you will be introduced to the Grapevine Evaluations tool, an advanced solution for businesses performing employee evaluations of any size and any level. With Grapevine, you have access to all of our advanced features, giving you full control throughout the entire process. This process begins by setting up your evaluations to launch, distribute, and finally, create customized reports used to analyze your results. Typical uses of the Grapevine Evaluations tool include employee assessments, 360-degree surveys, performance reviews, or multi-rater feedback within a specific group, team, or department. Let's now begin the tour with the administration dashboard. One thing that separates Grapevine from some of our competitors is the product support. We offer unlimited phone and email support. We offer user guides with step-by-step screenshots, and we also offer video tutorials that will walk you through our menu system that runs across the top of the page. Top left is user administration. This is where you can have access to update any contact info, change your password, and also have the ability to create an unlimited number of sub-administrator accounts. The nice thing about this is each account you can control what access and what data each user will have. So if there's sensitive information, you can always keep that protected. To the top right is our question templates. If you're looking for a resource as to what questions or competencies can I use, we provide pre-designed templates that you can click on the thumbnail and preview and browse through the different questions and competencies that are included. If you find one that resembles your needs, you just click on the Add Evaluation and it will put a copy of that into your account. Once it's copied in your account, you can customize in any way, shape, or form. You can delete any questions you don't want. You can add in your own questions to it. You can upload your logo, change the wallpaper, and really make it your own. We also provide a question library. So if you're looking for this laundry list of different questions and competencies that you can select from, you can just pick and choose what questions or competencies you wish to have included on the evaluation form. The last option is you can create your own evaluation. So if there's a form that you've done in the past or something you just want to recreate or something you want to set up from scratch, you can create your own form, set up any of the questions and competencies, and roll that out. The My Evaluations area is essentially the home page to your Grapevine account. This is where you have access to any of the surveys you're currently working with. We allow you to create folders so you can keep your account organized and have access to any of your historic data. Let's take a look at what a form looks like in using Grapevine. The background graphics that you see with the apple and the laptop and the gray coloring, this is what we call a graphic skin. We have 45 skins to choose from. Each of them has their own look and feel, their own images and colors being used. All of them have a placeholder for your logo. You can customize the title, you can add in an introduction text, and there's a progress meter so they know how far along they're in the form. You can always add in any section headings with descriptions, and then you're in control of the question content, the layout, the rating scale. It can be up to a 10-point scale. We also support not applicable options. They navigate their way through the form. Some other features we have is you can add comment box, so whether they gave a positive or negative score, they can always give some feedback as to why. And we also support just some open-ended text-based questions as well. We also have a great feature for copying. So once you've set up the form in your account, when you want to roll this out next year, it's one-click copy. You click to copy that form, adjust any of these settings if need be, and away you go. So you can easily roll out next year's project in a short period of time. In working with the tool, just going to click on the title of the form, and that will take you into step 1, which is the evaluation setup. In the evaluation setup, this is where you're setting up all the look and feel and the content that's on your form and the process of how it's being rolled out. So under preferences, we have 3 ways of rolling out an evaluation using Grapevine. The first one is the administrator will select raters on behalf of the participants. So if you or the admin know who needs to evaluate each person, you can set everything up and launch it. You can also let the employees select their own raters with approval or without. We are a full multilingual tool as well. Some other features we have: title, intro, and instructions. Pretty self-explanatory. That's where you're entering in any of the text content into the appropriate areas. Anywhere you're putting text into Grapevine, it's just like using Word. You type in the text box, use the toolbar to format. And we also support copy and paste if you're bringing something in from Word into Grapevine. Look and feel. This is where you're setting up the graphic skin and where you can upload your logo to the form as well. The rating scale setup, this is where you're customizing your rating scale, the number of points in the scale, and the titles of each. That's all customizable. And in the questions areas where you're managing all of the content. So the look and feel of the form, the layout of all the questions. And you can always work with each question by clicking the edit option or click the add button to add in your own question content as well. In step 2, in the participant rater manager, first option is where you're creating the different relationship categories. This gives you a lot of flexibility in using Grapevine, whether it's using it for a full 360 and creating the self, manager, direct report, and peers, or you can use it to satisfy just a performance review and just create a self and manager relationship. And then you can customize your set of questions and just have a simple performance review. The tool can support both. Once you've created the categories, the next option is to go and create the participants. The participants, these are the people that are being evaluated. These are the subjects of the evaluations. We allow you to create them in groups. By creating them in groups, it allows you to roll out the same form to different groups of people at different phases of time. So whether it's by team or division or training program, the flexibility is there. Or you can just roll it out company-wide. We have an Excel import feature, so it saves you time. You don't need to manually type in names and emails. If you can copy them from a source on your end, you can paste them right into our Excel template and upload that right into the application. Under the raters area, this is where you're essentially building your database of employees. So again, we have that upload feature to save you some time. And this is where you're just creating that database of names from whether you as the admin are selecting the raters on their behalf or the employees are selecting their own reviewers. They're pulling from this list of names to either be their direct report, their manager, the peers. It's up to you. Let's now move into step 3, distribution. In the distribution area, this is where you're working with your participant group and triggering different events to happen. The first is the launch button. When you click on that, the system will automatically send an email out to any participants and raters who have evaluations to complete. Second is the email reminders. At any point, you can trigger as many email reminders to go out, and they're sent out to any participants and raters who still have something outstanding. If they've completed everything they're responsible for, they will not receive that email. The last option is to close the evaluation period off. Nice thing about all of these events is when you click on them, a date and time selector appears. This allows you to schedule all these events, so you don't need to babysit Grapevine. You can set everything up to run and just know that it's going to run behind the scenes, and you don't have to come back and trigger these events to happen. So you can just set all the schedules and let it run in the background. Any of the communication being sent out to the employees on the launch emails or reminder emails, everything can be managed in the email content manager. So you can customize any of the emails, the subject line. The default is the administrator's email address, so it looks like it's coming from you, and if someone replies to that email, it'll come to your inbox. So that allows you to have full control over the whole communication process as well. We also allow you to monitor the status in real time. At any point, you can trigger this status, and it will give you a snapshot of how many evaluations are complete, not started, or partially complete. And you can export any of these status reports into Word or PDF. Let's now move into the Report Center. The first item in the Report Center is the Competency Manager. This is where you're telling Grapevine what were the high-level competencies or categories on my form, and what questions belong to each category. You can call these competencies as whatever you wish, and you're just telling Grapevine what questions map to that category, so Grapevine knows average these 5 questions together to give a high-level score of leadership effectiveness on the reports. So you can have as many competencies as you wish, and you can call them whatever you'd like. The next option is the Report Groups Manager. This is an optional feature and allows you to create aggregate groups for comparison. So you can create a company average or team, department, or division average. It's up to you. A benefit of creating these, it allows you to do a comparison. So in each person's report, you can now see on that category or that question what their raters provided them compared to what the company average was or what their team or department average was. Another nice feature of using this is it also allows you now to pull executive summary reports. So instead of looking at an individual or Joe Smith's report, you can now say, let me look at a team report or a company average report. All of our reports are customizable. In the Report Manager, we allow you to customize the report output. These are all the different sections that are included in the report, and you can essentially turn on and turn off any of these sections. You can download reports as many times as you wish, so maybe the report that you wish to look at differs from the report that you wish to share with the employee. So maybe you want to see how they compared to their team or department, but you don't want to share that with the employee. You have that flexibility here. To download reports in the participant report area, this will give you access to all the employees that have been evaluated. You can simply just click the PDF symbol beside their name and it will now grab all of the data that's available. All of the data is available in real time, so whatever is in the database at that point in time will be included on the report. Again, they're in PDF format, so they can easily be printed or saved as an attachment and sent in an email. Instead of you as the administrator having the responsibility of downloading all of these reports, saving them, and sending them out, we do have a report distribution feature. This allows you as the administrator to trigger jobs to run that will send all the reports to the participants. So each individual will then be sent a link to download their PDF report, or you can send them to each person's manager. So whoever they had selected as their manager will then submitted their report. The last option is the administrator. This allows you the ability to trigger all of those reports to be created, and the system notifies you that you can just download a zip file containing all of those reports to save you some time. You just seen how easy it is to create and launch an evaluation using Grapevine. But it doesn't stop there. Completing the evaluations is just as quick and simple for the participants and raters. Let's take a look at their experience. When a participant or rater receives an email notifying them of their role, they simply click on the link in the email. They will then be prompted to sign in using the assigned user ID and password provided to them in the email. Upon login, the first screen they will see show the number of evaluations they're responsible for and the progress of completion. When ready to begin, they simply click Open to load the evaluation and begin filling in their responses. Users always have the option to save their answers and come back at a later time. When finished, they simply click Submit to close the survey and return to the main menu. Congratulations, you are now ready to join the growing list of companies around the world that use Grapevine to create professional, online employee evaluations. We look forward to hearing from you soon.